We've talked about this also on the podcast before, but the chemistry myth, right? That myth that you got to have this instant, amazing, mind-blowing connection. Otherwise, it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously a myth. Now,
but that's what everybody's seeking, right? In
Sure.
every moment, they're just like, I don't know, I felt nothing. Or I didn't feel that thing. And I was like, yeah, but when I met Luis, I told people a lot, like the first date, I didn't feel the thing. I just know I felt good. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't, because you also have to be aware of your own limitations. And somebody like me, I know it takes me a minute to like get into my feelings. So in the beginning, I was much more like, did I have fun? You know, how was the conversation? Did I think he was attractive? Again, not like mind blowing, but to me, I feel like attraction is important. So I was like, am I some form of attracted to him? And I was like, yeah, okay, great. I'll give him a second date. And so in the second date is when I felt like, oh shit, I think I want to him. and like that doesn't happen often, but it wasn't like, rawr, like, and we didn't. But I felt it and I was like, oh, okay, good. And then I had a lot of fun. And then I came back going like, I think that was the best date I had.
Yeah.
And so that, you know,
getting better.
but it's not like like crazy chemistry. We actually always joke all the time. We're like, we got to work on our chemistry some more. And that's like our little joke about like having more sex.
Yeah. But also everyone does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when you're in it for the long haul,
Yeah.
you have to always bring that energy. But there's a few things that you said I want to highlight. So first of all, this addiction to chemistry that we have, first of all, it's totally a fairy tale myth. Like Cinderella saw the prince and he saw her, and then she ran away because it was almost midnight and he was so in love with her. He chased her and grabbed the shoe and then he went house to house. Like, we have been sold a bill of goods. That's what we were told. It's supposed to be that intense that he's going to go house to house looking for you.
He'd be a stalker if he did that today.
Right? I know. Be like, we have a restraining order against the prince, okay? But that's really, whether we realize it or not, those are the stories, those are the beliefs that are so deeply ingrained. The reality is that feeling of chemistry that you're reacting to is likely a feeling of familiarity. And I like to ask my clients, if the past relationships you've been in where you felt that feeling before didn't work out, I want you to really examine whether that's the feeling you should be chasing. And there's a lot in the book of how to prepare for a feeling that's going to be healthier. And you just described sort of what it feels like. I tell people to, instead of thinking about chemistry on the first date, think about curiosity. It sounds like that first date, you were curious at the end of the first date. And I give my clients a 3-date rule. I say, if you have enough curiosity at the end of the first date, go on the second date. If you have enough curiosity at the end of the second date, go on the third date. If by the end of the third date, you're not like, I think I'm going to f*** him.
Yes.
What would it be like to kiss this person? What would it be like to be, affectionate and to be intimate with them? Then you're like, okay, I gave it enough time to see. But a lot of times when we're going based on chemistry and we're just rushing into the next and the next and the next, we're just going based on momentum. And a lot of times those are the relationships that burn fast and then fizzle out.
And also that chemistry myth can also be complicated because people search for it throughout their relationship, right? They think it has to be the same level of intensity from date one a year in or 6 months in, right? And when it's not, or it evolves, because naturally it's going to evolve, people go, oh, the chemistry's gone. Like, I don't, and you're just like, wait, no, you have to analyze, obviously.
Yeah.
Did it fizzle out? Like, is there no attraction? That's a problem. Or otherwise, has it evolved? Does it change? And you still want to, like, I don't know, I can only give the example for us as like, I always still want to, but it's not like, it's now in like a different way. If that makes sense, right? Like in the beginning, you're just like every time I'm at a party, I just want to fuck them. But now I don't want to fuck them at every party, but I still want to fuck them when we get home. Like
Yeah.
but when I'm out, I'm still very like, we're very touchy feely and all of that. But like, so it's a different type of intensity, and it is equally to me powerful. It's just different. But I think people get hung up on it feeling the way it felt right in the beginning.
And I also feel like people get sort of complacent and get a little
Yeah,
bit,
that's a big thing.
we get a little fatigued in
Mhm.
relationships, and we don't show up the same way that we used to.
Yeah.
Like, I bring a lot of the magic and the spark, and I've been with my husband now 20 years, and I am just as attracted to him as I was before. I still get the butterflies. But a lot of time I create the butterflies because I'll
Yes.
create anticipation. I'll say, okay, let's go away on this date, and we're going to. And now I have 2 kids, so you really have to plan the
Yeah, you
magic.
have to.
I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
we're going to plan some magic,
Yeah.
on this date. And then we can let that anticipation that you used to have when you were in that will they or won't they, that like excitement of the early phase, you can sort of create
Yeah.
some of that feeling again. But
Yeah, because
you
people
have to be
like
willing to do it.
you have okay, here's the thing, right? Like it's okay to plan that outing too, because again, when you're just met somebody, you're giving them all the time in the world, right? Like, but naturally, you don't have all the time in the world to give this person continually for the rest of your life, because you got work to do, you got life commitments, you got stuff, right?
Mhm.
But of course, in the beginning, they outweigh all your other commitments, especially when you're attracted to somebody. But later down the line, as you get kids, you get married, you have jobs some people have to work a lot more, whatever it is, people forget that like it's okay that you can plan your time together,
Yeah. Or they
right?
think it's not
It's not as sexy as
spontaneous
yes,
and
that
sexy. Yeah.
and that's what I mean with that whole chemistry thing, right? We get hung up on how it manifested in the relationship in the beginning
Yeah.
versus how that evolves. And I
Mhm.
love that you're reminding people that you also play a part in that, of like, how are you keeping it sexy and spicy and doing the stuff
Mhm.
that can make you have that same feeling without it necessarily being spontaneous.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, sometimes you have
You
to
can
also
also be
be open to the
spontaneous.
spontaneity,
Yeah.
because that's the other thing. Like, some of it is planned and creating those moments, and then some of it is being available for those moments of spontaneity, because also when you have those real world pressures, then we can sometimes lose the spontaneity too. But whether we're talking dating or relationships, it's all about remembering you're co creating this experience with the person you are meeting or the person that you are choosing to commit to. And that doesn't stop. Whatever phase of the process you're in, you have to keep showing up. And before everybody's like, oh, but Damona, that sounds like a lot of work. it's it should be, I don't want to say work, but it should require some of your focus, because anything that is of value in your life does require your attention and focus, right?
Yeah.
And it's so weird to me that relationships, I believe, are the most important thing in our life, because your relationship, who you choose to partner with, will affect everything else. And yet, why is that the thing that we leave to chance? Like, oh, it'll happen when I least expect it. Like, no, it won't.
Of course. Or the one thing that we're just like, I gotta put in the least amount of effort, which is mind-boggling, because to get any two people to get along for any remote period of time takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for forever and you think there's going to be no effort in that, boo boo, I don't know what to tell you.
I'll see
Like
you in
it's
5 years.
yeah, I'm just like I don't know what to tell anybody. I hope you guys enjoyed that video and check out our next one. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to this channel for more amazing dating, love, and relationship advice from me and so many expert guests. Follow us on socials. We're at Kinda Dating across the board. I'm Natasha Chandel, so you can find me too if you like. And join our newsletter on www.kindadating.com for lots of exclusives. See you soon.